If you find a counselor that a narcissist does not mind going to, you're in a bind. So maybe you can already tell by the headliner of this video that if it's not for you, keep scrolling. If it is, just buckle up. I started listening to some podcasts by Dr. David Clark with an E, baby. He kind of focuses on narcissism. And I'm very interested in like the way a narcissist thinks, the psychology behind it, and mainly because people who are empaths or people who are people pleasers, how they can get over on these people. And I have a lot of sympathy for these people. They think it's them, right? They think that they're the issue. They think that the reason why these people are so jacked up is because of them. Things that he talked about in one of the recent ones that I listened to, which I personally experienced. So I felt it in my heart to come share why counseling is either very dangerous or not worth your time and money. Let me just give you the things that he pointed out. So you can either go to a counselor with a narcissist and they charm the counselor, right? Oh, I'm such a good guy, I'm and the counselor's just taken away. Like, this is such a great person. And they often do this with people in just everyday life. They charm. Oh my God, people love them. But behind closed doors, they're terrible to you. Your reactions to them makes you the crazy one. And a lot of times in these counseling sessions where they're charming, they point out everything bad that you do. And you look like the crazy one when you start pointing out why it is you did that. Because you're not trying to be back and forth. But when they're saying everything crazy that you've done, and you're like, well, wait, I would never have done that if you didn't do X, Y, Z, Q, P, O, all these. So in my experience, I was very young, and narcissism wasn't a big thing back then. Like, you just didn't understand these people, right? Or the way that they thought. And now it's a term often used as their textbook. It's black and white. These people, it's becoming more common to be able to identify these people, okay? Especially being very young, you love these people so much that you just don't see it. If you find a counselor that the narcissist does not mind going to, this all goes back to they've charmed the counselor. They hear what they want in these sessions as far as you're the problem, not them. We shouldn't be reacting the way that we react. It pleases them to hear what the counselor has to say, right? But if you find a counselor, now this was my experience with it. If you find a counselor that sees through the narcissist bullshit and they point it out, that counselor is a problem. We need to find somebody else. That was my issue as a young kid. So at one point, I remember saying, like, why do we go to these counselors? They're all full of crap. Can't ever find one that this person likes. It all went back to they were pointing out what the narcissist was doing wrong, and they were like, me?